this is another subgoal that we hit during the stream, which is to show you through my old sketchbook, all right? But this is the sketchbook I had since middle school, all right? I did not use it in middle school. I did not go back to the sketchbook until COVID. And during COVID, I filled this entire sketchbook. There is stuff on every page. I cannot show you everything again because there's brain stuff in here. And this was the sketchbook I got after, which I also can't show you everything of, but for a different reason. Because it actually happens to be spoilers for Sherbert's lore. But this was the book that I did my Dream SMP sketches in. But this was my page on Enderwalk Rambu. Where's another one that I can show? These ones you guys have seen. These are my old Dream SMP sketches that I did. I think this is the Sherbert one that I can't show. Nope, it's not. It's more Dream SMP. I've shown all of these before. Bunch of things. Here was Origins. I really like my Avian Tommy drawing and Blaze Jack on these. You can see the evolution of this art style to my art style now. That's kind of funky. Okay, and then I didn't realize how many pages of Dream SMP sketches I did. Holy crap. This was a more recent one. But more Dream SMP. I didn't know how many Dream SMP drawings I had. Yeah, here's the big one. This is the one I remember doing in the middle of my screenwriting class. You should have paid me more. And then I think the next one is the Sherbert lore that I can't show you. Yep, it is. Oh my god, that's not how bodies work. But good job, me. You tried. More Dream SMP. These are all of like the coherent ones. And then I think I get the page of all of them. Yep, all my little guys. You know the little guys that I draw? This is the whole Dream SMP. Did I do Steve? I did Steve! Okay, and I think that's all of them. Oh, I started drawing all my techno cosplays, but I didn't actually get through it. All my techno versions I started drawing, but I didn't get through that one. Oh, wait, there's something else? What is this? Thoughts on Brute Techno. Brute Techno feelings and thoughts. I think right after this is Tub's page. Tub page on the Tub. I'll show you guys this one. This is the one thing. This is the Tub page. These are doodles by Tub. There's a lot of them. There's a lot to look at here. There's more? Ah, this was a Fable SMP. There's Fable content in here. It was the whole cast. Wow. Oh, more original weapons because I'm a loser and that's all I draw. Love that dude. Okay, and I think that's all the ones in this sketchbook. This sketchbook didn't get very far. There's some... What is that? There's some D&D art. This was art I did of a ship. I'm actually redoing this drawing digitally, slightly differently. But this is one of my D&D characters' ships. I'm a loser. There were a lot more thoughts about, like, there's a lot of D&D art in here. I have no idea what this, oh no, I do know what this was. This was a D&D character, but it kind of just looks like Centros. This was a D&D NPC for the party I was DMing. Oh, these were members of a thieves guild in the DM party I was DMing. Oh wow, I don't even remember that. Oh, this was an NPC that they met in the campaign. Is it Everett? I know it's pirate NPC. Yeah, Everett was the pirate ship. This was one of my D&D characters' art I tried to do of Tip. It's not what the design looks like anymore, but that's, yeah, okay, that's this whole one. That's not what we're here for. This is the more like aged one. But no, this is art of the ship, the Broken Spyglass, which is my D&D hold up. Let me show you. I'll actually show you the digital art that I started of the ship, because I am redrawing it. And I'll just show you like this, because it's easier. This. I'm going a lot deeper with it this time. Yeah, it's just barely started, but I started doing a digital sketch, more detailed version of what it actually looked like and how it functioned as a boat. I'm a little loser. Anyways, we're not here for coherent drawings. These are the crack ones. I'm gonna show you as many of them as I can. There's some fun ones in here that I remember. All right. So, let's go through this, shall we? Let's go through this. Go. Yeah, I have a lot of D&D thoughts, and you're gonna get more coherent ones in this one. So, we start off really young Sherbert. This is a middle school pencil drawing of a griffin that I did. Because I was on an arc of wanting to draw creatures. I was on an arc of wanting to draw creatures for a while. This is really old art I did of Ballora. I tried really hard to do this. That was art of Ballora I did. This is like middle school. So this is not, we're not COVID yet. Oh, hello me? I drew a lot of eyes. I drew a lot of eyes, if you don't know that I like to draw eyes. I do. But this was like an actual eye that I tried to draw. Real moment. This is complicated to explain. Haley and I tried to write a book before we wrote a musical, before we wrote Fable, but after we wrote our fan fiction, we tried to write a novel. And this is one of the characters this was Haley's, like, it wasn't the main character of the story, but it was the character that, like, we liked the most, which she then ended up reusing a bunch of her stuff for her D&D character. This is not Elvira, the D&D character's design. This is Elvira in the novel we tried to write design. And then I think you get the page of my character. Yeah. This was the girl that I wrote for that book. Her name is Rihanna. Went very, very hard as a child. Then we hit... What else? What's the next thing? Oh, Shadowhunters runes. These are what the sides of my notebooks look like, chat. This scribble. This is what I would do on the side of my math notes. Stuff like this. There's a lot of this, not in this sketchbook, but on my school notes, there's a lot of this. A lot of that kind of thing. All right. Now this is an interesting one, and I think this is fun. We started doing prompts. So this is the first one that was done during COVID. All right, we're now hitting COVID era. So if you look at the sketchbook, this is not COVID. This is what I did during COVID. So we got a lot to go through. This was one of the first things we did, and the prompt was, if you could look like anything, like if you remade like what you look like, and there wasn't a standard for like what would you want your ideal self to be? Like what would you be like as an entity if you did not had to combine by like anything of societal like styles or gender norms or anything like that? And there is absolutely a degree of character Sherbert in the design that I did. Wings, because I'm a nerd, really long and lanky. But wings and the bleeding eye has always been a thing. It's been a trope that I did, and then I made it part of character Sherbert. This was that, which is kind of neat to look at. I'll show you this as like a evolution of my art style. These were characters in the musical that we tried to write. These were characters in... They're not even in the musical. They're characters in the extended universe of the musical we tried to write. Nods. This was also art of the musical that we did. There's a lot. You're gonna hit a lot of art of the musical. I'll show this one. I'm not gonna show a bunch of the system art, but people's chairs. Look bunch of chairs. I drew a lot of chairs, actually. That was a thing that I did for a while. I drew a lot of chairs. All right, let me start hitting all of these. These are my old OCs that I cosplayed on TikTok. This is the first video I ever posted, was of this OC, Sun, and this was Mambu's OC, from an OC tag called Underground Library. It's very, very neat. Which a bunch of people that I met in that are mods for me today. So yeah, this is you can go back and scroll. If you go to like the start of my page, you'll see this character, Sun. Underground Library! Yeah, it's Underground Library. This was Jekyll and Hyde art that I did because I was a nerd. I mean, for the sake of showing you the sketchbook, William Afton. This was a bunch of people's OCs in Underground Library. I did this as a thing for all of the people who were in the tag that like I was talking to. These are all of the OCs. So this one was me, and then Mambu, and then all the other people. And they're just neat. They're very, very cool. I'm still mutuals with like all of them. Very, very cool. Very, very cool people. This is more art from Underground Library. That's what I was doing during COVID. This was another OC that I cosplayed. You could go find. His name was Elin. This was an OC that I made that I cosplayed. This is just a thing I like drawing. Perspective-wise, Fatherquake taught me how to draw this, so I draw it a bunch. I call it the star. It's a funky perspective thing that I know how to draw, like, not thinking about how to draw it, but I know, like, the pattern in which you draw it to get it to look like that. And I think it's neat. This is one of the last ones of OCs that I did. This was another character that I did from an OC tag on TikTok. This Fisk from a pirate tag I was in. Then art of musical stuff. This is more musical stuff. This is one of the characters in the actual show. More musical art. I'm not showing a bunch of it because it's a funky time. Yep, here's more musical art. I did a lot of art for this because this is when we started like working on it again. We started working on it again during COVID, which was very, very funky. More OCs. This is the one that Haley played. It was like a circus tag that I was in. It was like the origin story of another OC that I had. This is musical art. And this is the one I was talking about, chat. Tom Nook. So this is the Dark God, as I would have called him at the time. This is the art that I did of Tom Nook as the Dark God. This was a joke we had when we played Bed Wars. Because we would play teams Bed Wars. And if we would go around and get all of the colors of wool from all of the other teams, we could build a pillar and we would have Tom Nook's favor in the game. Like a side quest we would do when we played Bed Wars, run around and get the colors of all of the other teams in the game. And make a tower to Tom Nook as like an offering so he would like bless us in the game. This was like a real thing that we did, and the joke spiraled for like a year. And that's the art that I did of Tom Nook as the Dark God. I'll show you guys this one. I'm not showing you the kind of more detailed system stuff, but these are the little guys of a bunch of people in the system that I drew. There's a lot of system art. It's Slog! Slog made a return! The Slug Dog from the PowerPoint chat! It's Slog! His brother Grub! He's a Slug Dog! He's a Slug Dog! You guys did that Bed Wars stream I was watching once? Yeah? Okay. Now this is a fun one. This is a fun one. I got into Sander sides over COVID, and I decided that I wanted to draw me, Haley, Mambu, Centros as the Sander sides. But I started to draw myself as Logan and then realized that I shouldn't do that. So here is us as Sander sides. This is when Mambu had black hair at the time. Of Mambu as Patton, Centros as Virgil, Haley as Roman, and me as Janice. And I drew us all in Sander sides fits. And this is one of the ones I knew I wanted to show off. Because I think it's neat. But I sure started drawing myself as Logan, and I was like, no. Just do it. Real and true of you. Centros as Virgil is the most true thing I've ever drawn. This is art from Trail to Oregon. Of the dad from Trail to Oregon, because I kind of hyper-fixated on him for like a month. Love him. This was a D&D Big Bad. So I DM'd a campaign over COVID that I was kind of like in charge of. I had already been DMing it, but it was still going. This is one of the big bads that they had to fight, who was very, very cool. You're not brain, you're control. Exactly. That's the bit. This is a fun one. Afton family art. You'll see my FNAF. You're gonna hit the Henry art soon, my Henry Emily art. But Afton family content. Because my life is so real. This is my D&D character! Like his original, like one of the original arts I did of him. You can see how I had these shiny pens to color. I've updated the design a lot since then, but this is one of the first designs I did of him. It's Everett! It's the guy! It's the guy that I go to all the Pirate Fests and things in. Just check here if I spoiled Gone. There's Gone art in here. There's Gone art of my man. And it spoils the thing. This is the man that I want to cosplay. Do I show this? I gotta show it for the Gone enjoyers. This is the man I want to cosplay. I want to cosplay him so bad. I want to cosplay him so bad. I want to do his funky arm. I love his funky arm. I love him. I love him. I hold him in my hands. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, okay. So this is an original D&D creature that Haley and I made. How do you do the arm? Oh, I've planned it out. I have blueprints made since high school on how to make that arm to cosplay him. This was an original D&D creature that Haley and I made that are little elemental guys. They're called Spricks. S-P-R-I-K. That are literal, like, basically concentrated arcane energy little entity guys. And I love them. Yeah, there goes Haley with the Spricks. We, like, built these guys out. I made, like, out of clay, I sculpted a fire Sprick as a D&D figure. Because I put them in the campaign that I ran. But this is a fire Sprick, a water Sprick, grass, light, beast, and rock. And I love them so much. This is like an original little creature. This guy, it spawned from people telling me that this looked like the Mario Fireball. And I love them. These are one of like the original creatures that I've made that I hold in my little hands. But yes, he looks like a Mario Fireball, and I don't want to talk about it. He's just he's a good little guy. Hang on. This was one of the gods in the D&D campaign that I DM'd. This is one of the gods in the D&D campaign I DM'd. You can see how I like drawing weapons. Yeah! Henry Emily art. I love him. I love him. This was the Henry art that I drew. And my cosplay version, I very much pull certain things from like this. This is my Henry design. I love him, chat. I love him. If I could cosplay a character and not care at all about clout. Henry's up there. I want to so bad. I love him. I love him. Chat. He's perfect. Moving on. Whoa. Tracer art. Chat, I used to play a lot of Overwatch, and I was a Tracer main. I didn't know, I forgot that I drew Tracer art, though. But I did. I played a lot of Overwatch, chat. I'm good at Overwatch. That's, like, fun fact about me that I never talk about, is how much I played and whooped in Overwatch for, like, throughout my high school, and I forget about it. Me who was on Overwatch for over, so real. I haven't played in, like, years, but I was really good at it. I used to main Tracer. I main Wrecking Ball now. Or like most recently when I played. This was another OC from Underground Library. Later when I made a second character in Underground Library. This was my second character who I loved very, very much. And I held in my hands. This is one of the NPCs from the D&D campaign that I ran. I love her. She is so very cool and epic, and I love her. Thank you. Oh, here she is! This is Haley's D&D character named Spoon Chick. For reference, she is a kid that the party found on the side of the road and didn't have a name. And they couldn't think of a valid name, so they ended up calling her Spoon Chick because it was one of the few things that she had on her. So that's where that joke I made earlier, that's what that is. This is Spoon Chick. That's Haley's a Haley D&D character. She was a child. Oh, there you are. This was my other OC for one of the bigger OC tags I was in. No Room Down Here. Shout out to No Room Down Here. Really good OC tag. Went really hard in it. Love my boy. There it is. I found it. So the skin on my Minecraft that you guys refer to as number 30, which I've told you is not a canon skin of character Sherbert, etc. Okay, it's not canon, but I keep it on there because it's special to me. Was from the era over COVID where we played Bed Wars every night, and I made matching skins for the 4 of us, and then I drew art of us in Bed Wars. So this is our Bed Wars art of me being the bed into emerald guy, David being the fighter guy, Bumblebee into diamond, and Haley got the bow. And you can see the Pillars of the Dark God. The Pillars of the Dark God is always there. But I drew Bed Wars art, chat. And this is that skin that's on there. Is this Bed Wars era skin. It was very good. Oh! David might have feelings about this one. This is more, so to be clear, this is the party, so this D&D character, that's Haley's, this is the party that I ran. This is the DM party. This is Mambu's character, and this is Centros's character, and they basically became the adopted parents of Spoon Chick. I forgot I had art of Emma. I might send a picture of this to Mambu because she will think it's neat that I have art of Emma. And the David character is named Rin. He was a drow. And he was very cool. I liked him a lot. It was the party I ran, so I know all the things about that one. These were the quest enemies of the party that I ran. So this was the NPC with the party. He betrayed them. And this was his sister. And this was like their little noble house symbol. His name is Marcus, her name is Kalarina. And they were like the tentative big bads. Yeah, Haley, thank you for the :D. Yeah, they had to fight these guys. This was like the quest that they finished in that party. Yeah, I love them. This is the leader of the Thieves Guild in that world. This is the leader of the Thieves Guild, and he's really cool, and I love him. And his name is Cinder Magnus, and he's so cool. I actually really liked this guy. He had a very sick eye. which lore that I will probably tell them about now, but I never told them about at the time. He had such cool backstory. And this is one of my favorite OC, like NPCs that I made. I made an entire Thieves Guild for this man. An entire Thieves Guild, because I loved him. And then I think, yep, there it is. So this is Everett's D&D party. This is the Disfits. This is when we refer to the Disfits. This is who we're talking about. This is the party that I played in, that Father Quake ran. These are the characters that, like, we all wore to Pirate Fest. Like, in the Pirate Fest vlog, we're dressed as Everett, Honest, and Elvira. And this is Mambu's character, and this is Erky Timbers. He was our NPC with the party. And this is the one art that I did. Honest doesn't have his ponytail in this, which I don't know why I didn't give him a ponytail. He did canonically chop it off during it, but we all decided that wasn't canon. One doesn't have a shirt? That's Centros's. He's also puppeting a pig's head. That's the guy. Let me picture that, actually. This is one of the really good Disfits arts that I did. Hold up. I don't know how to get you this picture. I'm gonna send it to you on Snapchat. I know that's counterproductive, but it's the best way I have right now. But no, that is Centros's character. This is our party. This is the party that, like, Haley still brainrots about and I still brainrot about. And, like, Centros, this is, like, the backstory of his whole homebrew campaign. Like, his whole homebrew universe is an extended universe of the Disfits, of what happens after we finish the campaign and all become gods, basically. And Honest kills the King of Hell and replaces Asmodeus. And then remakes the way that, like, the Pantheon works and turns all of us into gods, and then slowly over time they all die, and then the world changes. And that's the world that his campaigns that he runs is set in. It's set in a future version of this story. That's all. I love him. We're hitting the back of the notebook. Is that everything? That's the last thing in there. That's the last thing, chatters. So yeah. That's my old sketchbook chat. It is full. It is full to the brim, chat. I went really hard during COVID because I just had time to draw, and I've been getting, like, back into it with the art that I do on, like, Procreate now. I've been just kind of drawing more, which is very cool. It's a very, very neat thing. That's so neat. Yeah. That's the sketchbook tour for you guys. And, like, I could show you guys the Dream SMP ones, but, like, I've shown off the Dream SMP ones before. On TikTok and on stream, but it's the old one that I haven't showed off completely. But you can see my hyperfixations over the course of COVID with it, which is really funky. And also art style improvement. It's very consistent in the book, but, like, I don't know, I like to think that mine now kind of has evolved from that. Something about that. Oh. There you go, chat. There you go.